everyone, welcome to the penultimate page from this island series from Small Victories by Johanna Basford. We have a lighthouse today which I've been looking forward to doing. I do rather like colouring lighthouses, I'm not sure why. Whoops, let's not go too close. There we go. Now we're colouring with Black Widow's pencils again, like we have been for the rest of the page. I'm just having a little look. We seem to have in this picture quite a big sort of bush in the background with a little rock, which is a bit different, so that'll be good. And I love these little trees that Johanna draws, but I am procrastinating because I need to do something with the water and I haven't thought about what I'm doing. I think this time, what should we go for first? If we put down a light green, yes, let's put down this light green. This is the cicada from the spider set. Put this down first and then put some blue on top. I think we've been doing it the other way around most of the time, but it doesn't really matter. You can get a fair bit down, but you don't want to press too hard and get too much down, or else you'll burnish it in and you won't get any blue on top. I quite like having a mix of green and blue together. I feel that green water or blue water neither seems quite right. So a teal or a turquoise can be quite useful though. Now, just going to make sure I've got to the edges. There we go. There we go. Right, I just had a little break from recording to have my lunch. I didn't need a break, well, I needed my lunch. I'm going to use the aquarius. I know we've used it already. I'm going to use it again. Here we go. I'm just going to sort of use it in patches. Yeah, it was a nice lunch, and I got in touch with my boys. The trains are not working again today. There's been a nasty incident in London, so all the trains are stuck. So they may have to find alternative ways to get home. One of them can get a bus, so but the other one may need his dad to grab him, but he can do that because his dad works near where he is, so it'll work out. I'm a bit happier when it's in the evening. It's not so bad because they're there, they've got to classes on time, you know, it's just getting back. Now this looks a lot greener than other water that we've done, and I've gone out the lines a bit, and I'm thinking I quite like that, looking a bit greener, just for a bit of a difference. So I think I'm going to leave it quite basic like that. When I put my white in it, it may not show up like it didn't on yesterday's, but that doesn't matter. Right, my next thought is our bush and tree. We need to think about colours. Now I'm thinking maybe the bush be a bit darker than the tree. For me that sort of makes sense, so I'm going to go for a darker colour as a sort of base for my bush, and then do an even darker one on top. I think I'll start with this one. It's just rather a favourite of mine. This is the forest, the olive green, and I'm going to do this big bush behind with this. It's going to be quite a big area. I'm trying to overemphasize my circular colouring motion so that we might be able to see those pencil strokes, because this is a bush, and I think it's quite a good way to make it look like it's bushy. But we're going to put another colour on top as well, and hopefully that might emphasise it even more. Ouch, my foot's hurting. There we go, that's better. It's just getting cramped because of the way I put it. There we go. Now I'm not sure whether that bit there was really a bit of these bits or not, but I'm going to do it as part of the bush. I think it makes more sense somehow to me, but you may feel it makes more sense as part of the tree. I think it'll work as either, so it's up to you. Yeah, both boys seem to be okay. They're on their lunch break. Haven't heard from husband. He did ask me to send him a message earlier, which I did, but he didn't reply. So I'm only assuming all is fine. He's like my one son. He's not very good at getting back in touch with me. My one son is very good. He replies to nearly all my messages, which is good. The other one doesn't. So I don't even know if he's seen them, because the messenger service they insist that I use doesn't tell me if, tells me if the message has been delivered but not if it's been read. Now I can see where that has advantages, because it means you don't have to reply immediately because people don't know you've read it. But for me it means that I don't know if they've seen it and things like that, which if I just know that they've seen it then I'm happy. But yeah, anyway. Now a darker colour on top. We have the fan green, which was darker, the forest, the opal green. I think the forest in the Cobra set is probably going to be the best sort of match with regards to sort of olivey tones. And I'm going to just sort of do little bits and bobs. And I'm hoping it doesn't just look like I've scribbled all over it. Oh, my desk is rattling. I don't know why. Rattle, rattle, rattle. May not be able to hear it. It's actually stopped raining. Just a bit of a first. There's a lot of the country has snow actually today, and schools are shut and all sorts, but here we just have rain, which isn't as exciting, but that we do have a few flood warnings, luckily not on the rivers that I know anyone living near, fortunately. Or in fact I'm not sure there are any in our very local area or in our county, so that's good. So there it is, and it's quite rough. If you don't like that and you think it just looks a bit scruffy, then by all means do yours smooth. If you've done that and you don't like it, put another layer of forest on and do it harder, or more layers, so that it really looks significantly darker. Okay, now I'm looking for a lighter green for the tree. We've got the Cobra, but for me the Cobra is more of a green gold. I think it might have to be the grub green. Here he is. Oh. This is from the Scorpion set. I'm going to put down quite a light initial layer, because I don't want it looking too dark, but it is quite a different tone of colour to the green behind, so that's good. I've got a new book to show you, which is quite exciting. I'm not sure when. I'm going to go over this with another layer. I'm going to try and keep it fairly even though this is quite a sort of bushy tree, because I just want it to look a bit different to the bush behind. Yes, I'm trying to figure out when to fit it all in. It's quite tricky. When I record in advance, it's really nice because it means I've got a little bit of leeway. I can have a bit of time off if I need to, like I had to yesterday, because I was needed elsewhere. And now I'm going to put a little bit at the bottom of these bits here where it's overlapping, and so it's rather nice, but it means that when I get something into review like that, I can't always slot it in. Yes, of course I could do an extra video, but I think 3 a day is rather a lot. And yeah, now I'm just looking at these little bushes here, and I want them again in a different colour, green. What's this colour? Is that the Irish green? Yeah, I think I'm going to use that one, the Irish green. Again, I'm going to do a little round and round movement, but I want it to be fairly evenish. I want to make sure we've got some green everywhere rather than too much white paper. This has got a kind of slight bluey hint to it. which makes it rather bright and pretty. Yeah, I'm excited to do the new book. I've got to finish, I want to finish this series first. So I've got the next picture to do yet. Now our tree trunk I'm going to do in brown. Maybe it's a bit boring, but you know, it's the traditional way. Dark tan from our scorpion set is going to be my first layer. And then I'm going to grab a darker one. Well, what have we got? Those are quite reddish. I think the tarantula, no, yeah, I'm going to use tarantula. It is a little bit reddish, but I think it will work. And I'm going to go around the edge with it. I'm just going to do quite a hard line around the edge to start with. And then I do need to scumble it in a little bit so that it blends into our slightly lighter colour. That's quite a bit there. That's it. There we go. Okay. Now I'm looking at my lighthouse and having a little think. I usually like to do them red and white striped, but we have a little plinth at the bottom which I think would be grey. Oh, okay, yawn. Oh, sorry. So I'm going to start with this colour. This is the greythorn, which is from the skin set, and I think it's a nice cold grey, which I think looks a bit more concretey compared to oh, hang on, my son's just asked me a question I need to answer. 1 second. Oh, I am back. Yes, I was doing the plinth, wasn't I, with the greythorn. I like this grey because it's quite a cold grey. I'm trying to make it a little bit darker on the edges. I'm not sure if it's making very much difference. Yeah, my son just wanted to know about his next lesson because despite the fact that he can look it up on his phone, his battery's nearly flat. Right, I'm going to make this one red and this one red. So these two, I'm going to put a faint bit of grey, just coming in a little bit from the edge. And that I'm hoping will sort of make it look a little bit rounded. Because obviously it's circular. Don't know how easy it is to see. Now I've got to pick the right red. I don't know. I think I'm going to pick the scorpion blood red. And I want it a bit lighter in the middle than on the edges. I don't know if lighthouses are always this colour or if they ever are, but for me it feels like it makes sense. You know, they're sort of signalling at the ships, warning them of the rock or island in this case. So I think they need to be bright. Obviously the lights help. I think I'm going to give it a red top, but I'm actually going to just sharpen. The page is going to come up. Sharpen my pencil first. There we go. Right. Let's make that a little lighter in the middle too. Maybe just a bit. Okay, dog barking. There we go. Now the rest of the colour, not sure whether to, I think I might just keep going with this greythorn. There we go. Oops. So this bit here, thinking a bit lighter in the middle. I'm just going to sharpen this actually. Sorry, the page flickered up. I don't know what the right word is. Let me just put something on the corner. There we go. That's my my remote control. So I find if I do it a little darker on the edge, a bit less towards the middle, we get a little bit of an effect of curve. Now, the other areas, I think I'll do them slightly darker. I may use the charcoal actually. I think it's a little bit brownish. This is from the Cobra set. Yeah, and it'll just look like a different colour. There we go. Now I want a really bright yellow, and I think the banana is one of my favourites with regards to bright. So here it is. This is from the spider set. It's quite a small area, so I want to apply a lot so we can really see it. I feel that's standing out quite well. I don't know how well it shows on the camera, but I'm happy with that. Now, we have our little building here, look. I'm thinking I'm going to use that charcoal for the roof. Let's do that bit quite hard. It almost looks black. And then this a little bit lighter. I love the fact that you can get so many different tones out of the one pencil. It's very useful and lazy of me. Now the house. I've got the greythorn in my hand. I'm very tempted to just do it that colour. Now the little doorway, or is it a window? What do you think, door or window? I'm thinking door, and I'm thinking blue. Why? I have no idea. I have grabbed the Galaxy Blue from the Scorpion set. I'm going to give that one a sharpen, make it a blue door. Now our colours are quite cold, I feel. I don't know why. It's a sort of bit of a mix really, but I feel like I want my rock or soil to be slightly warm, more of a orangey colour. So I'm grabbing this rattlesnake. Wow, it's not a... God, grabbing a rattlesnake. Ooh, that's a scary thought, isn't it? And we get this sort of reddish muddy colour. Red mud, orange mud, I don't know. No, I frightened myself then. I have been near enough to rattlesnakes to hear them, and I actually wasn't scared because I couldn't see them, so that was fine. It's the look of them that frightens me. Does it sound silly? I think it's... I don't know if it's the no legs thing, which is a bit weird in my head, but I don't know. And so I couldn't see them, I could just hear them. This is dark chocolate. This was in when I was in America. We were do a dark bit at the bottom, and here where it's sort of overlapping a bit of sort of shadow. But I'm going to make this whole one a bit darker by just going over it all a little bit. And then this one as well. Now we're walking to an observatory, and through the sort of front of it there's a little grassy area, and there's a little warning saying just stamp your feet and they won't be scared. And so many people were just doing it, and I just thought, oh well. I had sturdy shoes on too, and I just felt quite safe. But I figured that if it was dangerous, people wouldn't be allowed to, you know, go there, because people would be suing and whatever. There. Yeah, I'm happy with that. We have got this boat to do. Ship, I'm thinking, rather than boat. We have a little window. I don't want the window to be the same colour as our lighthouse light, so I am going to grab the mustard from the Cobra set for that. It's a different shade. It's actually a bit darker, but no matter. Now the boat. It's hard because I don't think they would be really bright and colourful, but it would be rather nice to have it a little bit bright. So I'm going to use a few different colours. I'm going to try this brown bug. I have a feeling this is quite a reddish colour, which I'm going to do first. My desk making a lot of noise again. Oh, I got another message. Hold on a minute. Right, nothing important to worry about. Now, I have done this little bit, but I'm wondering about what's this? Are these little windows? Is it like a cruise ship, or is it a fence? No, it can't be a fence because this bit doesn't go down through. So it must be windows. So let's grab our mustard and do them as little windows. Just blocking it in. Nice and bright. Now we've got this sort of reddy brown. So I'm thinking maybe we could do a sort of orangey colour. Oh, let's try this. This is carrot. It's a good name, isn't it? We'll do this bit in carrot. Gosh, that's bright. That's okay. And then I'm going to grab this one. This is called Fire from the Cobra set. It's sort of reddy orange. All very bright. Oh shit. It's actually look fairly similar to the carrot, but isn't really. And then the roof and chimneys. I want to do them in a grey really. What have we got? We've got this one. It's called this spider web from the spider set. Do that for there. And our chimney's the same, I think. Now we want some white to finish off with. The jelly roll 8 in the water. Again, I'm not going to go over the top of the black. I'm just going to do bits of white in between. They're very hard to see. I don't even know if I'm just wasting my time really. But I'm enjoying myself. So hey, let's go for it. Right, I think that is us done for today. So yeah, thank you for watching. We have our last one tomorrow. Ooh, we have buildings, have interesting things tomorrow. So yeah, please join me tomorrow. But for now, please do like, subscribe and comment. It's all very useful and very much appreciated. Thank you so much. And yes, hope you have a super day and happy colouring.